Hello, everybody. It is Press Buttons. Welcome to another episode for the Tech Podcast with Press Buttons. I am so glad y'all could meet me today. So last week was CES 2026, and it ran from January 6th to January 9th. And today we're going to be talking about some things that I took away from it, and I watched a lot of videos on it. This took probably about 2 hours. I took a lot of notes. I used my Kindle Scribe. Absolutely love it. Been testing this thing out so much. Really enjoy it. But we'll talk about the Kindle Scribe a little bit later. But today we're going to talk about basically what was going on at CES 2026 this year. I chose from different sources, so some sources did say some information, some sources didn't say some information, like maybe some of them didn't say release dates, some of them did say release dates. Like it just kind of varied on the source and what the source or the person that was representing the company wanted to say. So I'm very excited to get into this. This truly took me a while to put together, so if y'all can, please follow my podcast. I really would appreciate it for the support. This really took a good bit of time out of my free time to really do this, because I want to do this for y'all. I really want to give y'all the latest and greatest updates on all technology. So we're going to start here. I've been really looking forward to recording this podcast, really looking forward to talk to y'all about this stuff. So let's see what happened in CES of 2026. Before I start, though, this is not going to include all products, because I'm telling you that would take probably hours among hours, maybe take an entire day to do it, and I'm honestly not at that point yet where I'm going to really want to do that. But I took a lot of technology away that I thought was really interesting, and y'all probably think it's interesting. Some of these products may not, have to do with you. Like some of them have to do with health. Or at least like a few of the products, or maybe just one, may have to do with health. Maybe you're not someone that is in that field in your life right now. So some of these will have to do with some things that you're probably not part of, things that you're probably not going to even really be interested in. But I'm telling you, there will be at least several things in here that you're going to take away that I think you're going to really enjoy. So let's get into it right now. CES 2026. It was really cool. I watched videos on YouTube. It was amazing. I loved it. It's really fun to watch these. I just love to see how this world is getting to be able to evolve, in technology over time. Evolve over time. And I just really enjoy it. I just love watching this technology that's just really, that these companies, even companies that you probably hadn't even heard of, that's actually changing. There's probably only one company, I think, that I actually have heard of in this entire, out of all the videos I watched. But yeah, we're gonna go get into it right now. So sit back, relax, and enjoy me talking about CES 2026. CES 2026, what an amazing year. Looked at it. It was so much fun. I loved watching these videos. So let's go and get into it. So, first thing that I found that took away a lot was the Hover Air. This is a camera drone. So this has a drone on it, or camera on the drone, and it follows you around. And Hover Air, which is the company, they released a new drone that can go under the water. Not under the water, but on the water. So they released two. One of them is not water, proof. The other one is waterproof. So really, the main purpose of it is to record you doing sports. So it can follow you. It has tracking where it can track you, where you're going. And of course, it will follow you, all your movements and everything. It's going to be $1,000, and it's going to ship soon. They didn't say a specific date, but soon. So that means it will be happening sometime soon. Next, the Emotive Mobility Air 1. This is going to release. I didn't get a lot of information really off of this. Some of it was a little bit confusing, but it releases in 2028, and it's going to start at $300,000. Or that's at least like the average. And basically, it's going to be a flying vehicle. They've been testing it out, which is 2 years. So a flying vehicle coming in 2 years, which is actually going to be pretty quick. It's going to sneak up on us just like that. So it'll be very quick. Next, this one I think is really, really cool, and I think that y'all are gonna love this. Sir is releasing the first robo car. Now, of course, we've seen them like for the robo taxi. The Tesla robo taxi has come out, but this Sensor's robo car is going to be the first robo car that is actually going to be for personal use. You're going to get to actually own this car. This is not going to be for commercial use. This will be your very own car. So it has foldable steering wheel and also foldable brakes. And the reason it has that is because it has different levels for how worried you are, quote unquote worried, for how you are for the car to drive itself. So there might be one level where it's like you won't have control over the steering wheel. There'll be one level where you don't have control over the pedals, and then there'll be different stages. I think they're 1 to 4, and stage 4 is the highest, and that is going to be the one where you don't have control of the car at all. It just takes off by itself. And here's the stats of it. I'm telling you, this thing is packed with security. I'm telling you, or safety. 5 LiDAR sensors, 11 radar sensors, 37 cameras, over 100 sensors inside the car. And it has LiDARs that can see up to 300 meters in front of itself. Now, if we look up 300 meters in feet, in case y'all really don't know, that is 984.252 feet. So close to 1,000 feet, which is absolutely crazy. Which is actually probably close to around 1/5 of a mile, which is incredibly crazy. So it's going into production at the end of this year. It is the first AI car, and it notifies you about traffic. So basically, it will learn from the owners. It is all voice activated. Basically, what it means by learning from the owners, basically what's going to happen is you, the owner, like let's say I'm an owner. I'm the owner of the Tensor car, okay, robo car. And I'm someone that goes to school every day. I leave at about, 30-ish, and I have to be there. The schools start to 8. Basically, once when it learns that I ask it to take me to school, then it will notify me on my phone and say, hey, we should probably leave right now to get you here on time, but due to traffic. So that's just something I think is really, really cool. So it will learn, and even more things. It's going to learn based off of the user of the car. And also something really, really cool is it was powered by 8 computer chips, and they worked with NVIDIA to help make the car, which I think is just absolutely crazy. Very high-tech car. Lots of safety with all the sensors and cameras. I think I'm so excited to actually see this thing in action once when it actually becomes a product for consumers. Very, very cool. That's one of the things I absolutely loved. And I also want to let y'all know, too, this is 9 pages worth of notes that I wrote. So I wrote a good bit of notes here. So I wanted to be extra detailed to make sure that y'all get all the things that you need. Okay, next is Feed AI. Feed AI is going to be an app that helps people with learning disabilities, and basically, like you say, like the example they said, like the son or the person can say, like the disability person can say, can I get peanut butter? And what it will do is it will actually show you it will basically teach the child or the person with the learning disability different ways to say the word. So like it will say, you can say it, you can sound out all the words. It will use logos like emojis, like, it will show a peanut butter emoji, and it will basically just help the person with the learning disability be able to learn better and quicker, which I think will be really, really life-changing for the people, and maybe even be useful for a child that you have. Maybe you have a child and maybe you're trying to teach them how to talk. It will also help your child. They never really mentioned this, but I think it would work. Show your child how to say the words and basically what the words mean and how to say it, which I think that would be a really, really useful feature. She feels like Albert Einstein, but a younger edition of Albert Einstein. Not necessarily that she knows everything, but you know what I mean. Next is Ops Clear. This is going to be like a sphere, okay, like a circle, like a sphere. It'll be a little bit big. And basically, you're going to be able to mount cameras onto it and capture 4D videos from different angles. Basically, like, for example, you're showing yourself shooting a basketball. It'll be able to show you shooting the basketball in all different angles, which I think will be really, really cool to make it more immersive. Kind of like a 4D. If y'all have ever done, I've been to it once when my mom was pregnant with my sister. When I don't know if y'all have been to a 4D ultrasound, but it's gonna be kind of like that. You get to see the baby from different angles. So that'll be and also during the ultrasound we got to see the baby. We got to see or get to hear the baby's heartbeat. I don't remember every single detail about it because of course it was a while ago. But basically the point is that's kind of what it's going to kind of be like. Yeah, really, really cool. Make it like immersive, sound or immersive video to watch. Next is Tactus. And this means, so quote unquote, listen. This is going to let deaf people listen to music. So it has many vibration motors around. So basically it's like a vest that you wear. And basically it will pick up all the detailed notes in a song. And basically deaf people will be able to listen to music, basically, but in a whole completely different way. I'm curious to see how this actually would work. It would definitely be way more different than listening to it through AirPods. But I think it's really, really cool. For deaf people, I like how not only CES shows the future, but they also, people there also show a way to help people that are disabled, blind, deaf, learning disabilities, all the above. I just like how not only do they focus on the future, but also focus on the people that have disabilities to be able to help them to have a better life. That's what I really like about it. Especially if there's someone that's deaf, then you should get them if you know someone that's deaf, you should get them a Tactus vest, and basically you connect it to your phone or just like a regular any like Bluetooth device, and the deaf person can listen to music through vibrations. I did actually learn that for alarms for deaf people, they actually shake the bed. They have a bed that actually shakes to wake them up, which I honestly would kind of need that because I do not do well getting up in the morning, so that would actually wake me up. So that's something I really, really would need for myself. But next, the Ice Explosion. The Ice Explosion is it makes frozen carbonated drinks, soft drinks, and slushies. It only takes water and syrup flavoring. Which is not much at all. It's $700. It will release this summer, which is just in time for the hot weather. And it takes 2 to 4 minutes to make the drink and takes 1 minute to clean. Which I think is really, really cool. Basically, you like carbonated drinks, you want to mix it with a slushie, then I feel like you would probably like that. I'm someone that does like soft drinks, kind of. The only soft drink that I would definitely drink for sure, my favorite. I don't drink it all the time. I drink it sometimes, but my favorite soft drink is Fanta. Oh, Fanta. I never tried the grape, or I think they have the cranberry also. Never tried those. They have a lemon one too. The only one that I've tried is the orange, of course. And the orange is it literally tastes, for those of you who haven't had Fanta, it's basically just sweet orange juice is really all it is. Okay. So yeah, so Ice Explosion, get it this summer, $700, which is kind of a lot, but I mean, it may be worth it depending on how good the drinks are. And basically, you all know the Keurig coffee makers, you all know the K-cups, that you put that little cup into the top of the Keurig maker and then it will make the coffee. We have one at my house. Basically, it's going to be like that. That's what the syrup flavoring is going to kind of be like. It's going to be the little K-cup kind of thing. It's not going to be a K-cup, but it'll basically be kind of the same idea. So the person that was representing the company was, actually he was the CEO, he was the founder and the inventor of it. So, I mean, 3 in 1, I mean, that's really cool. But anyway, next is Cardon. Cardon. K-A-R-D-O-N. So it's Cardon with a K instead of a C. Basically, the Cardon, it's an always-on device AI companion in your car. It releases here basically... it's basically so you can say, it's kind of hot in here. It will turn the temperature down. You can ask it to listen to music. And I feel like cars actually don't have that yet. Besides, you can say, hey Siri or hey Google, because I know some cars do have, Google's, Google built into the actual cars. But I feel like this would be more helpful for maybe older people that maybe just are not into that technology, but can also make it very easy for them. But it's always on, and it's always on device, and always on device basically means privacy and it also means speed. So it happens all local on the device. Like Apple, for example. Apple, there some parts of Siri is on device, but some of it is not on device. So therefore, it has to use Apple's cloud servers. So like I said, the on device Siri, for your phone, your watch, your AirPods, your HomePod. Basically, it means it'll make it faster and also mean privacy. But like I've already said, the more complex tasks that you ask Siri, it'll basically have to use Apple's cloud servers. So yeah, so that would be really, really good for, someone that may, is not a huge tech person, but can also, take advantage of it. Next, the Hyper Shell. So the Hyper Shell is going to give your legs a quote-unquote boost and can make it feel like you're not using your own energy from your legs. So it can make walking, easier, which I feel like that would be a little bit lazy, but it would make it to where your legs, basically you're not using any energy. I feel like this would be more for the people that are maybe, older people. Maybe they're, kind of tired. Once you get older, your body gets weak, like your body isn't the same as a 10-year-old. If you're 70 years old, your body compared is not the same as a 10-year-old. It's weaker. It's more tired. So I feel like with the Hypershell, I feel like it could be very, very useful for older people or people that really just have a hard time walking. So it will give them a boost. Basically, it doesn't feel like it. Basically, I really want to experience it so bad, but apparently, iJustine is one of the hosts for CES. iJustine and Brian Tong. Basically, when iJustine tested out, she said that basically the Hypershell is actually lifting her leg up for her. So that's what I thought was really, really cool. Okay, so next is Brunswick. Brunswick made a boat with 400 horsepower with a V10 motor, and it has autonomous auto docking and emergency maneuvers, and it goes up to 65 miles an hour, which is pretty fast for a boat, at least I think. I don't drive boats very often. Probably about once a year. Next is anti-gravity AI. Sorry, it doesn't say AI, it's A1. So the anti-gravity A1 is the first ever 360-degree drone. It includes VR goggles and a one-handed controller to make it feel like you're actually in the air, and flying in the air. So if you're someone that likes flying drones, I would really love this. That would be something I really think would be really cool. And the pricing is pretty expensive. This is a pretty expensive drone with a 360 camera and VR goggles, and of course the controller itself can be. It said the price ranges from $1,600 to $2,000, which is a pretty good bit, pretty steep jump going on there. But yeah, it includes VR goggles, and also the Meta Quests are $500. Some drones, depending how good it is, which this one sounds really good because a 360 camera can be however much price it can be. So yeah, next is the OMI, MI. This they called this the wearable chat GPT. Of course, I don't think they mentioned about having chat GPT in it, but basically it listens all the time. It's basically like a necklace that you wear. So it listens all the time. It summarizes your day. It can record conversations and summarize them. So basically, let's say it can record meetings. You go to a work meeting, it will record it, and of course it can summarize it. And also, let's say you're talking to a friend. It says, hey, what's your favorite book? Oh, my favorite book is The Hunger Games. Maybe you won't remember that later, but don't worry, your OMI can. It will save it on the voice memos, or your library in the app that it supplies. So I think that's a really, really useful device. Like I already said, not all these devices that I saw, some of them did have specs, some of them did not have specs. The one that I feel like had the most specs so far is definitely the Tensor. That one had a lot of specs to talk about. But yeah. Okay, the next one is the Boston Dynamics. That's the company. They're going to release a robot called Atlas. And Atlas can help do tasks, around the house. It can lift up to 110 pounds instantaneously and 70 pounds continuously. So a very, very strong robot. That's really just the main thing I really took away from it. It's a home robot that can, do all those great things. It has a 4-hour battery life, and it can swap its own battery for basically an endless battery life, technically. An IP67, 67, haha, very funny. It has IP67, so it can work in the rain, which I think is really, really cool. Next is the Lenovo ThinkPad Rollable XD concept. So this is a concept. This is not, an official product, but Lenovo revealed this for a natural concept that they're actually working on right now. So basically, a concept basically means the product may not look the same. They're still working on it, of course. It's not going to be in product. It's not going to be, produced for probably about another 2 to 3 years, probably. But basically what you do is you swipe left from the top of the screen, and it will extend the screen from 13.6 inches, or 13.3 inches to 16 inches, which is pretty good. And it's vertical, so not, horizontal. But you want a horizontal screen, the Lenovo Legion Pro Rollable concept has got your back, because this is a gaming laptop, and I feel like I would really, really enjoy this. For you gaming nerds out there, also, you'll probably like this as well. It is from 16 inches to 21.5 inches, almost up to 24 inches wide, almost 2 feet wide. So this basically extends from a laptop to a freaking monitor, which I think is just crazy. So you don't even need a monitor anymore now with this thing. And of course, you're going to want a monitor, of course. I'm just over-exaggerating, but I'm telling you, especially for portable use, it'll make you feel like I take this, I take my gaming laptop I have right now. I have the Acer Nitro V. It has a 4070 in it. GeForce RTX 4070. It has an Intel Core i7. And it runs really good, really runs smooth for games. And it's also $800, which is also really good. Of course, there's laptops that can beat this one for sure, but this one is definitely really, really good. But I take my laptop to my friend's house to play games, when we're doing, when I'm spending the night at his house, we play games like Roblox or Fortnite or whatever the game is. And of course, I look over there at my friend and I'm like, it would be nice, to be, at your setup, at home with your large monitor. Not saying I hate playing on my laptop. I think it's sometimes is a good little change to play on my laptop screen instead of my monitor, just kind of change it up a little bit. Like, I only unplug my laptop usually if I had to work on something downstairs with my laptop or taking it somewhere. Otherwise, it's always plugged in all the time. With my HDMI cable, USB. I have like 5 things plugged in. I have a USB and Anchor 4 outlet or 4 USB brancher, and I have 4 things plugged into it, plus a mouse plugged into the actual laptop. So my laptop just has a lot going on. I have a lot of cables going on. At my little tiny cord desk, I got a cord for my soundboard, my microphone, my headphones, my HomePod, my monitor, my webcam, my lamp. Like, I just got a lot of things going on, and I even have a phone charger. Well, I unplugged it now because I don't have room for it because I had to put the HomePod in here, but I did have a phone charger in there at one point. But basically, it goes at 24 inches wide, which is basically, it feels like you're almost looking at a monitor, at least a small monitor. And the durability, they actually mentioned the durability, it can roll up to 25,000 times. So 25,000 rolls is how much the durability is, which I feel like at this point, I'd probably only be at 500 rolls right now if I were to actually have it. If not less. Probably definitely less than 500 rolls for sure. But it's really cool. You get to, work on a bigger screen. I think that's just really, really cool. I think for the Lenovo ThinkPad Rollable, I feel like that one, I just feel like because it rolls more up like a vertical position, it just looks so odd and so weird. I feel like making it roll into a landscape, like making the screen wider. I feel like that just makes it better than making it vertical, because I feel like everything just be out of alignment, and, it just doesn't look very good. It reminds me of an iMac 70mm screen. Haven't been to one, but I really want to because the screen is incredibly huge. But yeah, next is the Engine A1. Basically, this is another robot. I didn't get too much information from it, but basically, it just has amazing fighting moves and it can roll around like crazy. It has really good fighting, really good instant actions that it can do, sudden actions. Next is the Unitree G1. This is another fighting robot. Basically, they literally had a boxing ring set up, a little boxing ring set up in CES. And basically, you were able to actually fight with the robot, like kind of just playfully play with it, which I think is absolutely really, really cool. Next is there's a company called Pebble, and they showed off two products. One product was called the Round 2, and another one is the Index 01. So the Round 2 it has an e-ink display. It's a smartwatch. It has 2-week battery. It's $200. And basically, their goal with this smartwatch is to not make it a replacement for your phone. To not make it as distracting. But as for Apple Watches, they make it to where you can kind of replace it with your phone if you really want to. But really, I feel like no one really does. But they have done people have done tests on that. To kind of experiment with the battery, like the use of it, But I feel like I don't think anyone would ever, really switch your watch or switch your phone to a watch just because it's not gonna have the full functionalities as it would as a regular as the watch would have as like a phone. Like you won't have Instagram on it, you won't have internet on it, So really, the only use that you would really find it for is to pay for things, to call people, to text people, which you just have the things like you're someone that doesn't really even scroll on your phone, then really the Apple, like if you were to really just use your watch as your main, phone, I guess is what you could say, you have to put a cellular service on it, but it's not as much as an actual phone because of course the phone, uses data. As of the watch, it should just be using talk and text. Unlimited talk and text is really what it should really be used for. But of course, you have your Apple Pay, you have apps like such as Starbucks, you want to scan for your stars. But yeah. So that's cool. Next, we're gonna talk about the Index 01, which is also from Pebble. Basically the Index 01 is a smart ring that adds memory to the app. Basically you can talk into it, it'll add memories, the battery lasts for years. You don't charge it, and it is only $75, which is crazy. Now, it's not like the Oura Ring where it like measures like your heart rate and your sleep and all that. It doesn't do all that, unfortunately. But what I can tell you is it does record memories and, memos and all that great things. So I feel like Pebble's kind of working somewhere here. Little simple products, but really, really sweet and definitely budget friendly for sure. Next is the Magic TQ. I'll show you how to spell it because it was kind of hard for me to pronounce. It's MAGITIQ. Basically, what this is you can make any glasses smart. The smart glasses, like the Metas, the Ray-Ban Metas or the Oakley Metas. Basically, you can make any glasses smart. So maybe you wear just regular traditional glasses. It's a little box that is going to sit on the I forgot what they call the arm. I guess it's the arm of the glasses. I don't really remember the name that they put for it. But basically, it has a camera, has a speaker, So basically, it turns it into a real smart glasses, which I think is really, really cool for someone that maybe does not want to pay for $300 or at least starting at $300 smart glasses, but just want to pay just a little bit. I didn't hear about the price, but just because of how curious I am, I'll go and look at the price of them right now. But it also has AI, so you can ask it things. So yeah, really, really cool. I feel like the sound quality would not be good on it if you try to listen. I don't know if you can listen to music. You probably can, but I feel like the quality wouldn't be that good, and also it would only be coming out of one ear if you're really going to listen to music. So I don't really listen to music through my Metas. Really, I only listen to music because if I'm outside, maybe going on a walk with my glasses, then I will use the glasses for music. Really, I just use it, to ask it questions. The main use I use it for is for pictures and videos. That's what I really use it for. But yeah, maybe, for something I'm hoping is that I would love for Meta to have 60 FPS. Because I feel like the Meta Ray-Bans right now like I have the first gen. They did come out with the second gen that has 2K resolution. Or sorry, 3K, almost 4K. But I just don't like how it doesn't really, I feel like it just kind of lacks the clarity on it. And I wish it was smoother. I want it to be at 60 FPS, which is something I really, really want. But yeah. Next is Roborock, the Roborock Saros Rover. Now, y'all may have heard of the company Roborock, but Roborock is a robot vacuum company, and I'm telling you, they've done some really cool things for Roborock. It showed off a robot vacuum that can climb the stairs, and it also has wheels, so it can vacuum and climb stairs, which I think is absolutely amazing. So Roborock, I feel like is definitely like the highest, kind of robot cleaner you can possibly get. Like I said, some of these don't have a lot of information that I was able to grab, but I got what I could. So they didn't say about battery life, but basically I took away from it that it's a robot vacuum that climbs stairs. I feel like that's the one thing that y'all probably want to know about a robot vacuum is that can literally climb stairs, and it also has wheels, which is crazy. Yeah, next is the LG. So LG made a robot called Cloyd. Basically, this robot just helps you run the house, just like any other robot, helps you with reminders, all that great stuff. Not too much there. I mean, we've seen a lot of robots here and there that are going to be, for home use. Next is the Lim X Dynamics. It is called, so they, Lim X Dynamics, so it's literally just Lim, Lim, then X, and then Dynamics. They are releasing a robot called Tron 1. And basically, the Tron 1 is going to be where it is an interchangeable robot where you can make the robot have feet. You can make the robot have wheels for its feet. You can even install an arm for the robot to pick things up. So it's definitely not one of the top robots that you could see, that people are starting to make that can help you with things. But I feel like this is really cool for customability, for different things. I feel like this one could be faster with the wheels, which I think will be really, really cool. Next, Razer. Y'all know Razer. I know gamers are going to know what Razer is, but for those who are not gamers, Razer is a really huge company that makes, keyboards, mice, headphones, all that great stuff. They decided they're making a project right now. It's called Razer Monaco. And Razer Monaco is AI-powered headphones that have a 30-hour battery, and it also has cameras. So it basically has an AI assistant in it, and it also has cameras. So these are the first, and it even said these are the first headphones that ever have cameras built into headphones, which I think is really, really cool. And I have seen rumors about, Apple doing, adding cameras to AirPods. I heard a lot about that so much, but we'll see if it really does happen. But next is the Sharpa robot. This is a robot. The only thing I really took away from it, really, is that this robot has precision movement. So it literally takes the fine little bitty details to get tasks done. Like it was holding a paper and it was doing like a craft or something, and it just knew that it had to move this slightly little much to get the art done or the craft done to get it right and make it look good. So this is the one I took away from the Sharpa robot is that it literally just has precision movement. Next is the Wear T Touch Diver Pro. This thing is really the future. When I saw this thing, I thought, oh my gosh, I would love to get one of these. So, if you're a VR gamer, I'm sorry, this is for gamers. I'm sorry if you're not a gamer. For VR gamers, this works for all headsets. It didn't say all. They didn't list the headsets, but the only one that they did list is Meta. So Meta, PlayStation VR, Steam. They're making gloves that you wear. And basically with these gloves, you are able to feel the temperature of things in a VR game. It uses haptic vibration, and it's compatible with all VR headsets. So basically you're being even more immersed. And you're even immersed in a game, in a VR game, you're interacting with the game. It feels like, you got that 360 view, you get to look around and you're in this whole new world. You can now add touch to the environment. So basically what happened was there was Steam. The guy was using a MetaQuest 3, And basically, it was only one glove that he was wearing. I don't know if you're gonna be able to get to for one with your right and left hand. But basically, it has movable fingers, so like you're able to move the fingers. The fingers don't move for you, but the fingers don't move very much. Like they have a little bit slight of wiggle room, but not too very much. But basically, the glove had a MetaQuest controller on the back of the hand, and basically there was steam. So in the guy's environment, there was steam or smoke. And when he put his hand in the smoke, he could physically feel the smoke, the temperature of the smoke. So the actual glove has literal temperature. It can literally change the temperature to make it to where you can make it feel the heat. And also, there was like a rock or like a piece of pavement. And basically, the guy rubbed his hand in VR on the pavement. And basically, the glove haptics are so good that it literally felt like he was rubbing it on a rough surface, and he literally was. It was the coolest thing that I've ever seen. I feel like I would absolutely love to test these out for sure. I feel like I would love these. So yeah, next is the TCL 3D. They didn't give a real name for it, but 3D TVs are making a comeback. But this one, TCL is going out of the park with a 3D glasses free TV. A TV that is 3D, but you will not need to wear 3D glasses, which I've thought about this thought, but I had no idea if it would even be true, but apparently TCL is proving that it will be true. Basically, you can change the depth of how much quote-unquote 3D you want. It has a 144 degree movement, so basically, if you're in the TV within 144 degrees, the 3D effect will not change. So you'll still have that 3D effect. And you can change any 2D content. So it doesn't have to be a 3D movie. You can change any 2D content into 3D. So I think that I would love this TV, okay? I'm someone that loves 3D. Anytime I go to a movie, I always want to watch it in 3D. Well, I mean, first, my choice is IMAX. Even if it's not in 3D, my first choice is IMAX. My second choice is 3D. And also, IMAX, then Dolby, Cinema, AMC. Yes, I do go to an AMC theater. I have a Regal here near me, and it's crap. It's all run down. But AMC, they update their theaters, so they added better projection systems. That Regal, I've been there for all my life, and I'm telling you, they have not updated that theater one bit. Besides, honestly, to make it a little bit worse, and also it's running down. I walked into one theater and the auditorium, and it was literally a blazing heat. I'm serious. It was like the AC was literally just gone. And also some of the signs, that tells you the movies that are working, or the movies that are in that theater, they honestly just stopped working. So it's honestly just run down. I feel like they just don't even take care of the theater that much anymore. But anyway, I love AMC. I love AMC a lot. So my first choice is IMAX. Second choice is Dolby Cinema. Third choice is 3D. And then, of course, next is just going to be standard. But 3D is definitely one of my ways to watch a movie. So this would be a TV I would absolutely love to have. Once when it actually releases a 3D glasses free TV. I mean, it couldn't get better than that. Next is the Honor robot phone. Now this is a robot phone. Now you're probably wondering, what exactly do you mean by a robot phone? Basically, it has a robot camera that moves around. Now they did say when they showed it off, it was all animated. So the camera moving was all animated. The actual camera does not move yet. So it is a prototype. It is a concept. So they're still going to be working on it. So the camera will probably move for sure. But the company Honor made a robot phone. It feels like you have a DJI Pocket 3 camera built into the phone. So literally the camera gets stored where the camera is on a phone, and basically it has a lid that closes to protect that camera. Basically, the robot can follow you, or the camera can follow you, to keep you, in the frame. Which I think is really, really cool. I'm probably not going to get the phone because it's probably going to be powered by Android or another operating system, but iOS, I just love iOS so much, and, watchOS, I love Apple's operating system. It just makes it look so cool. Which I think is absolutely amazing. Next is the Lego Smart Brick. The Lego Smart Brick is a smart brick that will make sounds with the Lego set based off of the movement. It has a 45-minute battery with a rechargeable battery that is a yellow pad. So basically like a wireless, yellow pad that you can set the blocks on to charge. They are included in the smart, and I think they're called smart sets, I think, or smart play sets. That's what they're called, smart play sets. And they were themed to Star Wars, as far as I knew, which I'm sure they're going to add more later. I wonder if you're going to be able to actually buy a smart brick, like just buy itself for like, I don't know, $30-something or something like that. I was surprised when I saw that this brick was actually cheap. It was actually cheaper than I thought. But an actual whole set costs $70. It can range from $70 to $160. Cheaper than I thought, especially with a smart brick that's included in the set, which I think is absolutely really, really amazing. It uses a badge that you put the badge on the Lego set or the piece or wherever, and then you put the Lego smart brick on top of it, and then it will scan it and it will know what sounds to make, which is really, really cool. So it makes it more imaginative play. I'm sure for you Lego kids out there, you Lego people that, absolutely love Lego, I feel like that y'all would wish to have that for sure. Next is the Earflow. The Earflow is a cup. It's for kids' ears, and basically you can put your kids' ears, it pops their ears, and you can put any drink in the cup, like water or juice, into the cup, and you can play a game on the mobile app while you're drinking, so it makes it, more fun for the kids to drink and also earn points or stars. And air is also going through your nose as well, which is going to help with that. This comes out in Q1 of 2026, so it'll be sometime soon, Q1 of 2026. Next, the Sky Wheel. It is basically a riding device, a portable riding device that feels like you're skiing, but it is portable. It feels like two extremely oversized roller skates is what it feels like. It has a one-handed controller to control yourself. Really, really cool. And it's called the Skywheel. It's a company, and it's called the Peak S is what they're calling it. Okay, next. All right, we're almost done. Don't worry. This one, I think is absolutely amazing. My dad, I'll just give a shout out to my dad. What's up, Dad? How you doing? My dad is someone that cannot sleep well. He's had trouble sleeping, I'm not going to give you really the personal details, but he has not had a hard time sleeping. But I feel like this is really going to help him if he were actually to consider getting this. There's a company called MyWaves. MyWaves. MyWaves, basically the girl explained, is a scientific discovery where the device is basically, it sticks on your head, that uses your brainwaves, and you wear it for one night only, and it will improve your sleep. But basically how it improves your sleep, it figures out your brainwaves, because everybody has personal brainwaves, kind of like our unique brainwave patterns, kind of like as unique your fingerprint is. Basically the company will use that brain pattern and turn it into a sound. And if you listen to the sound for 30 minutes every night, it will give you better sleep. So it will give you better REM, which is basically, the REM basically means dreams, so better dreams, which dreams are actually really good for you. That means you're in a deep sleep and, and all that great stuff. And they actually collaborated with a company called Restful. And Restful has two products, the Bedtime Bulb V2, version 2, and then the Atmos Sleep Lamp. Basically, both of these focus. It was a very fancy word. They both of the lamps or lights focus on the circadian rhythm. Okay, and basically what happens here is it reduces blue light, so it'll focus on the circadian rhythm. It will reduce blue light at night and high energized light in the morning. And in My Sleep comes to play. The company My Sleep will come to play and collab when you take the recording from your MyWaves, that recording that uses your brainwaves and turns it into a recording. Basically, you can, I don't know how it's going to be able to sing, but basically you can turn those sounds into a light to give you even better sleep, to focus, on REM and all that amazing thing. So I think that's just really, really cool how they're also trying to improve sleep, which I feel like this would be really, really great for my dad, for sure. And they're also out now, so you can get them now, which is really, really cool. Now, next is the Strut EV. It's a wheelchair, basically. And basically, it's made for disabled people, and it's autonomous. It has autonomous capabilities. Basically, It has a joystick. You can drive it around, basically really cool stuff. You've already seen it, but it has LiDAR sensors and it has cameras. And one of the cameras is used for a backup camera, which I think is absolutely really, really amazing. You can pre-order for it now for a discounted price. So pre-order now. If you want to get one, get it now for a discounted price. It will release in Q2 this year. Next is the Povec glasses. The Povec glasses are glasses that can change the lenses from dark to light depending on, in your condition. Maybe it's so bright outside, you want it dark lenses. Basically kind of like transition lenses, kind of. You just swipe on the side of the glasses. The glasses are kind of like on the Meta Ray-Bans, if you're familiar with wearing Meta Ray-Bans. And basically, when you swipe on the right side of the glasses, it will change the lenses from dark to light depending on what, scenario you're in. Like from dark or light. It is rechargeable. The battery lasts for months, and it is coming out this May, so just in time for the summer, for bright sunshine. Next is the Seattle Ultrasonics C200 knife. This is something I think my mom would absolutely love, okay? This is a knife. It's ultrasonic, and basically it requires 50% less effort to cut things. And basically when I just was testing this thing out, she basically said that she basically did nothing. They were cutting a tomato, and she said she literally did nothing. She basically just held the knife. Basically, the knife was touching the tomato and literally cut it. So she literally said that it felt like she was doing no work. So I feel like this would be really, really helpful for your mom or your wife, maybe who's cooking, maybe even for you even, to make cutting things easier. I really wish they tested it on a steak. That's something I really, really want to see how it would cut on like a very hard or tough steak. And basically, it has the vibration on the blade, but no vibration on the handle. So when you hold it from the handle, you do not feel the vibration whatsoever. It has a removable battery, and it has IP65 water resistance, and it will release in March. Now, the very last thing we're going to talk about, Razer, once again, back at another one, they are releasing a product called Project Ava. And I'm going to pull this off of Razer's website. But basically, meet Project Ava. Remember, like I said, this is from Razer's website. Your 24/7 AI companion designed to live right alongside you. Powered by advanced AI, Ava features a dynamic personality that learns and evolves based on your interactions, brought to life in an animated 5.5-inch 3D hologram. She uses human-like vision and audio sensing for full contextual awareness. Simplifies life by organizing your schedule, consulting your work tasks, and guiding you to victory as your enthusiastic gaming wingman. So I think that's really, really cool. So it basically uses a hologram so you can choose your companion. So you can choose Ava, a calm, reliable source of energy. Kira, the loveliest gaming partner. She's, looks like an anime girl. Zane, which is your steady gaming wingman, built for strategy, speed, and staying cool under pressure. He's a guy. And then Faker, take guidance from the GOAT to create your very own esports legacy. And then Seyo, connect on a personal level with an idol that captures heart anywhere. Yeah, so it has dual far field array mics. It has HD cameras with ambient light sensors. It has customizable showcase LEDs. It has swappable 5.5-inch 3D holographic avatars. And yeah, so that was CES 2026. I'm telling y'all, this is a really, really amazing year for CES. I think that they did an amazing job showcasing all these beautiful products. I cannot wait to see these products in real life once when they come out and, see people use them in action. And yeah, I just want to let y'all know, my Kindle Scribe was at 83 when I first started this podcast. I've been recording for an hour. Before editing it will be shorter, but before editing, an hour, 6 minutes later, it is at 83%, which I think is absolutely crazy. So it has not gone down 1%. So the battery is still good on it. I will do a podcast on the Kindle Scribe. I did show y'all a little bit of it on my Instagram and on my socials, so go check it out. Of me, I was just, not talking in it, just kind of showing y'all, just kind of writing on it a little bit, but I will do an actual podcast eventually talking about the actual Kindle Scribe itself. So anyway, guys, that's going to be it. And I'm telling y'all, the Kindle Scribe made it so much easier for me, too. Like, I literally was able to do it so easily, to take notes. And also, I can't even read. I can't even read my handwriting. So it was very helpful for it to be able to write down things. Like, I took notes on all these videos, like about an hour and a half to 2 hours to write down the notes, plus an hour to record this. So that's about 3 hours, close to 3 hours right there. And this is the most preparation I've ever done for a podcast. I'm being serious here. But what I'm able to do on my Kindle Scribe is I'm literally able to write down something, write down whatever, my script, or, like, for instance, like I did today, have my podcast notes, and I can use the AI feature on it to I can either summarize it, or I'm able to refine the writing, which is basically where I'm going to be able to have it in a neater handwriting or neater fonts. That way I'm able to, be able to tell and it's legible. And because sometimes I literally can't read my own handwriting. My handwriting's terrible. Seriously. I don't even know how my teachers at school are able to read my handwriting. It's not like terrible. I've seen worse, but mine is not good. But anyway, guys, thank y'all very, very much for tuning in today. If y'all can, please follow me on this podcast. Follow me on my socials. And yeah, I would really, really appreciate it, y'all. All right, everybody, have an amazing day. CES was amazing this year, and I cannot wait to talk about it again next year, guys. Thank y'all, everybody. Bye-bye.